9.3e, stem and leaf plot. So we are looking at yet another way to display a list of data. The stem and leaf plot is a way to organize and display it so that you have the greatest place value in the numbers as stems, and each individual number in the list is listed by a leaf that is the lowest place value of the number. So if you look at the example that's here, it says greatest place value is the stems, the next greatest place value is the leaves. This one right here, if I did the 3 and the 2, I look at this thing right here. You see that? 3/7 equals 37. This is called the key. That's the key, and every one of these should have a key to explain that 3/2, that would be a 32. So you look at your stems, every one of the leaves represents a number in your list. Okay, every one of those represents a number in the list. So what would be the lowest number in the list? Anybody want to go try to guess? Emily? 20. Anybody want to try to figure out what the biggest number in the list is? What's the biggest number in the list? Eli? What is it? 48. Exactly right. So you're looking at every one of those leaves represents a number in the list. It also shows you like which range that would have the most numbers. So since the 2 stem is the longest, you'd say there's more numbers in the 20s than there are in the 30s and the 40s. Okay, so a stem and leaf plot kind of condenses the numbers into the way that looks. You can still do things like know the extreme numbers. You could still figure out the mean. You would just have to add them all up. You could count out the median and stuff like that. So you're still looking at a list of numbers that's just kind of condensed. What we're going to do now is we're going to go down to the bottom, and we're going to create a stem and leaf plot for number 1. So in this list of data, I've got 27, 35, 39, 27, 24, 33, 18, and 19. So what you have to do when you're creating a stem and leaf plot is you want to kind of look for the smallest number and the largest number so you know what your range is going to be or how many stems you need. So what's the smallest number? 18 is the smallest. What's the largest? 39. So that tells me that I'm going to go from 18 to 39. So that means that I need stems. What stems do I need? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So every one of those numbers has to be represented on the stem of 1, 2, and 3. So what I would recommend as we're doing this, you've got to understand the leaves have to go in numerical order. Now there's not too many of them here that we can't just figure it out right off the bat, but if you had several numbers, you might have to make 2 stem and leaf plots. One, sorting the leaves to the stems, and then going back and rewriting them in numerical order. So right now for the stem 1, I've got 18 and 19. So what order should I put them under the leaves? 8 and then 9. Okay, the 20s, I've got a 27, a 27, and a 24. So how should those be listed, Mason? 477. And then I've got a 33, a 35, 39. Caden, how should I write that?
359.
359. Then I need to do a key off to the side. You pick any number in your list. It could be the first one, the last one, any in the middle, whatever. And you would write something like this. 2/4 equals 24. Now here's why you have to do a key. That stem and leaf plot could just as easily represent 2,400. Or it could represent 2.4. So because it's 2 digits here doesn't mean all of them are that way. So that's why the key is important. It tells you what kind of numbers they are. All right, now we're going to go down to one where you have to answer questions based on the stem and leaf plot that's done. So let's look at number 3. It's talking about the fastest roller coasters. And it shows you a stem of 8, 9, and 10. The stem of 8 has a leaf 3 and 5, 9 has a 2 and 5, and 10 has a 0. So it's telling me with this key that 8/3 is 83. So what does the 10/0 represent? It represents 100. Give it to me right now. It represents 100. So it says, what is the speed of the fastest roller coaster? What's the fastest one? 100 miles per hour. What's the slowest one? 83 miles per hour. Okay, then it asks for what is the median speed. Well, how many roller coasters do we have here? 5. There's an 83, 85, 92, 95, and 100. So which of those numbers would be the median? Because see, they're already in order, aren't they? Aren't they already in order this way? So Jacob, which one? 90. The 92 would be the median speed, 92 miles per hour. Okay, are there any questions about stem and leaf plots?